Devo, I haven't seen you in forever, man. I don't know if you remember me, but I opened up for you at Zany's like 10 years ago. And
wow, cool.
Yeah. I held a fire extinguisher at your head for like all week long. Just, glad you never stayed on fire.
Dad, I appreciate it, man. Good to see you.
Yeah, you too, buddy. First off, with all these streaming services desperate for content, what would it take for you guys to come back together for Wildboyz? Because I love that show so much back in the day.
I'll let Chris answer that one.
I don't think that we'll ever be making a Wildboyz movie. We love doing stuff with animals but unfortunately, I don't think a Wildboyz thing will happen. Just the world's just different now, and the way they, look at the rules of interacting with animals have changed a lot. So it'll probably never happen. But luckily, we've been able to do Jackass Shark Week, and it's likely that we're going to do it again. So I love animals, and being a nature show host was what I always wanted to do as a kid. So, and Wildboyz will always influence Jackass in what we do. So we're going to keep doing stuff with animals, but unfortunately, a Wildboyz movie is very unlikely.
I got you. So I loved Jackass Forever. I thought it was amazing. You guys were hilarious in it. After all these years of stunts, like what's the most like batshit craziest stunt that was ever pitched to you that you were each like, I'm not doing that. Like absolutely no way.
I mean, if there's ideas that came up, which we opted to not do, I remember a bounce house, and the idea was to have like the whole cast in a bounce house and send it down like a Winter Olympics ski jump thing and see how far we could launch ourselves. But
the entire cast in it.
Right. The problem with that was that it was like a 500-pound generator, which kept the bounce house inflated, which would have been trailing behind. And we saw that 500-pound generator flying and doing real damage to us, as well as, all of our heads clinking together was a concern. So we opted not to do that.
It was the worst idea ever. And I think originally, like some of the guys had done something like down a little hill in Pennsylvania, and which is much different than a giant California mountain. And
right. What's crazy about that one is that they had it set up ready to go for us to just get in it and launch it. And we looked at it and said, if we're going to not do that.
Yeah. It would have been the end of Jackass.
Yeah, that sounds like a good call. Like, I could see that. So piggybacking off of that question, are there any stunts in hindsight that you guys wish that you'd said no to? Like if you could jump in a time machine and be like, I'm begging you, younger self, please do not do this stunt. What would those be? I don't think anyone really regrets any. I mean, I can't speak for Steve, but I think everyone there's stuff that maybe you don't want to do, but usually that's the perfect stunt for you. But the most painful thing that I ever did was the glove of ants on Wildboyz. That was the worst thing I've ever done by far. Anything you regret, Steve?
I mean, in general, the regrets I have are for times when I wimped out and had the opportunity to get some great piece of footage and just didn't dig deep enough and kind of wimping out. I lost a lot of great opportunities due to wimping out, and those are my biggest regrets.
I feel that. So is there anything you guys filmed for Jackass Forever that didn't make the cut that you're really excited to see or hopeful that makes it into 4.5? They told me you guys already previewed it.
Oh, yeah. The whole thing's amazing, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, the creative powers that be behind Jackass are Johnny Knoxville and Jeff Tremaine and Spike Jonze. And whatever decisions they reach to as a consensus group, I think historically have always been the right decisions. So whatever made the cut in each case is what should have made the cut. I really believe in those guys. I think they can each be wrong individually, but once all three of them agree on something, I think they're bulletproof.
Yeah. Well, last question. Are you guys rooting for Johnny Knoxville to win at WrestleMania, or, after all of the years of abuse, are you guys like low key excited to watch him get his ass kicked?
I'm thrilled. Wrestling is so fun. And I mean, I've always been a huge wrestling fan, and Steve and I've gotten to wrestle a few times. You know what? I like both of them. I don't really care who wins. Just the fact that he's in WrestleMania is so awesome.
Yeah, that is amazing. Guys, I don't want to take up any more of your time, but Chris, I'm a huge fan. I had no idea that could get that flat. I can't wait I've got a glass coffee table and a heavy book. I'm going to try it out myself, but it's pretty wild, man. And Steve-O, you were always super cool to me back in the day. So I wanted to thank you for that. I mean, I loved opening up to you, man. I had so much fun. I'm actually at a Looney Bin right now in Wichita, Kansas. I got a show tonight, and Biggs here told me to tell you hi. But you guys have a great rest of your day, and congratulations on Jackass Forever. And can't wait to check out 4.5. First off, are you guys rooting for Johnny Knoxville to win at WrestleMania, or after all of these years of abuse, are you guys like low key excited to watch Johnny get his ass kicked?
I think he's going to win. He's a grade A wrestler. He's going to win. He's going to win whether we like it or not.
Johnny Knoxville is really good at getting his ass kicked by big men. So,
yeah, that's true. I remember Butterbean. Yeah, laid him out.
Oh, yeah. I think is Butterbean okay? That was a funny one.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, like, what's the most craziest stunt that was ever pitched to you guys that you each were like, absolutely not, I'm not doing it?
I laid on a bed of nails in India, cobras on me.
Oh my God.
And nobody else would do that. And I told Tremaine, I'm like, you're like a used car salesman and you sold me nothing but lemons. Like, we were in India and like, it was just gnarly. And I ended up doing that skit and it didn't even make sense.
That was after each one of us said, no way. And then all the way down to Ehren.
Yeah. I watched him go in this cafeteria area and go sit next to everybody. I watched him. And then I was like, he's coming over here to me. I know he is. And he came over and he's like, would you be willing to lay on a bed of nails with the cobra on you? And I was like, are you kidding me? No, dude. And then I was thinking to myself, I just flew all the way over to India and I haven't gotten any footage or anything yet. So I was like, all right, let's do it. Bad.
So the short answer is that there's nothing you've ever turned down.
No,
that's right.
I've never turned anything down for the most part. I can tell you straight up personally, no. The answer is I've done everything. That
you know what it is? It's like maybe at first we said no, and then Jeff is so good at talking you into doing it. Like a lot of times we're like, hell no. At first, your first knee-jerk reaction is no, and then next thing you know, you're doing it.
Well, then piggybacking off of that, what are the stunts in hindsight that you wish you could have said no to? Like if you could jump in a time machine and just beg your younger self, like, please don't do that stunt. Your testicles will thank you later. Like whatever. Like what's the stunt that you wish you could take back?
For me, it would be when I was in a bubble wrap fat suit going down the mountain. Eric Roner, rest in peace. Was pushing me on skis and I was in a part and I front flipped and broke my neck on the other side of this. And I told him exactly that was what's going to happen. And I broke my neck.
Oh, wait a second. That goes back to the other question. They wanted us both in there. And I said that.
Yeah.
I backed out of that stunt.
Yeah. And I didn't. I said, okay, let's do it.
And he regrets it.
Yeah. So clearly, Dave, you made the right call on this one.
Yeah.
Oh my God, now I'm remembering more stuff. I also backed out of when they had the riot control BBs come flying out at everybody. And I'm like, no way I'm doing that. And then Bam told me afterwards, he's like, oh no, Ryan told me, he's like, you made the right decision. And I look over and Bam's crying and like they're all super hurt and traumatized.
God, there's so many things that you guys have done that I can't even fathom how you would not say no to it. But sometimes there's stuff that you can't say no to, right? Like you just get pranked. And I feel like over the years, like the two of you specifically, I love you guys so much. Like I always feel so much sympathy for the two of you because it always seems like you're on the receiving end of the worst pranks. And I'm just curious if you know why that is. Like, is it because you can handle it better than anybody else or because you give the funniest reactions? Like, why do you think you're on the receiving end of the worst pranks?
I think both of the reasons you just explained are those reasons. I think we can handle, like I personally can handle a lot of pain. And I know Dave can too. He's been through hell. And also our reactions are genuine and like we're experiencing something that most people, why they say no to those things, they don't want to experience that kind of pain or treachery or just like PTSD that happens from it. And we've allowed ourselves to go that far, and our reactions are real, and people love those reactions. So I think it's a combination of both, that we are capable of being, spry enough, and if not, then deal with pain enough, and also that our reactions are always so genuine and real that people like it. So
I always thought it was because they hated our guts.
Well, you didn't mention that part, but yeah, you could, if you would have said, or do they just hate your guts?
I thought it was because they were told and we were like getting bullied.
Yeah. There we go.
I didn't want to like suggest that, but I mean,
let's go with that. They're total and we're getting bullied. Let's go with that. Dave's answer.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what we'll go with when we edit the interview. So we got Jackass 4.5 coming up pretty soon. Is there anything you guys filmed for Jackass Forever that didn't make it into that cut that you're really excited to see or hopeful makes it into 4.5?
Oh my God, I saw
Dave got his off.
You haven't seen, oh yeah, I pretty much almost got my ripped off. That'll be in 4.5. 4.5, I saw the cut. It's
why wait, hold on, why you? It's like, I thought Chris.
No, it could have happened to anyone. It's hard to explain, but there was 4 people it could have happened to, and it happened to me. And it was worse for me for a weird reason. You'll see.
Can't wait.
But it was the closest I think I really could come to ripping my off. It almost got ripped off.
Oh God!
And it didn't make the movie.
It didn't even make the movie because there was too many in the movie.
Yeah, and that was like the first thing we filmed.
Yeah, very first day, very first skit, 9 a.m.
Is that the reason they gave you? Is like we had to cut it because there's too many in the movie?
Yeah. I was like, how's that not in there? And they're like, oh, well, there's too many.
I did more cup tests than what was in the movie, but we couldn't show them all. So that's in 4.5 too. I take the worst.
Yeah, the bowling ball.
The bowling ball. That was
sorry. I didn't mean to ruin it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like there's a scene in the movie 4.5 that it did the most long-term damage to my physical being, and it wasn't even in the movie. So that's in 4.5. So 4.5 is coming out. It's going to be. Like Dave and I both think it's as good as the movie. So
it really is. Everyone agreed that watched it. We had a big watch party, and it's good.
I'm very excited to see it. The bowling ball and knowing that you almost ripped your dick in half, it didn't ruin anything for me. It didn't spoil anything. Now I just want to see it even more. Last question before I go. So you both have kids, and I've got a son, and I'm a stand-up comic, and he's just getting to an age where I let him watch some of my stand-up, but like not all of it. So do you let your kids watch any of your stunts? And if so, like what's been their reaction to that?
I told my kids, I have 4 kids, and when they're young, the 2 older ones, when they're younger, I'd say when you're 13, you can watch Jackass. And then they're like, they come home from school, my friends are watching it, yada, yada, yada. Like, just wait. And then they were 13. I'm like, do you want to watch it? And they're like, no, we're good. And then, so now they're 18 and 20, and I took them to the premiere of Jackass, forced them to watch it because they wanted to meet Tyler, the creator. So they agreed to go.
Forced them, like kept their eyes open, like tied them.
I kept looking over. They're like this.
Weird.
They're like that.
Very weird. But they're 18 now, so it wasn't like.
Yeah. But my younger kids just beg me to watch it, and they catch little they're just super observant, and they're always like. So we show them the things that are okay, little clips, and they just get so stoked. They want to see the whole thing. They're 6 and 9 years old.
Yeah, my daughter's only she'll be 1 year old in a month.
Have you showed it to her yet?
Oh no. Well, actually,
look at Daddy's balls. Look at Daddy's balls. No, don't look away. You look at Daddy's balls.
I showed her a picture of Francis Ngannou punching me in the nuts, and I was like, "Look what happened. You were born." Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Well, now's the time to show her because she won't remember.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So you show her
the irony of that, like
consciously ingrained.
Yeah, but
go ahead.
She was born during, she was conceived during filming of Jackass Forever, and the things that I did to my testicles and yeah, think about that.
I know exactly. I mean, I can't imagine.
A miracle baby.
Pogo stick. You had a pogo stick on you.
A pogo stick. The pogo stick with the guy on the pogo stick was worse than the pogo stick.
Yeah,
that guy's badass. I love him. That pogo sticker. He's professional. It was all professional athletes that did damage to his nuts.
Yeah,
including me.
My right testicle.
I can't imagine that you were using it in any shape, way, or form after that. But you know,
If I
The pogo stick's fine, Chris.
I could show you photographs that would would blow your mind, and you'd never forget. And unfortunately, you would never forget it. So I can't show it to you legally.
Photos of the pogo stick? No, the pogo stick's fine, buddy. You take a photo of it all day. It looks great.
Yeah,
but one day, your daughter's going to be old enough, and you know, you can just be like, "This is what I had to go through for you."
Yeah. Here's a
house. Come to an age now that you're going to look at daddy's balls.
You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk
Chris,
to me.
I want to tell you one more thing.
Don't forget about the movie or the streaming's coming out on March 29th, all platforms. Dave, go ahead on the rest.
Yeah, all platforms, March 29th. And then on April 19th, you can get it on DVD and Blu-ray. And then when you purchase either the digital or the DVD, you get 40 minutes of bonus footage.
40 minutes of boner footage.
Yeah, boner footage.
Well, that's it. I'm sold, guys. I'm going to buy a copy. I can't wait.